看在这样的一个纯美时光的时候，我们可以看到这样的一个能量的展现，所以非常感恩大爱剧场。我们大爱剧场即将在什么时候来？即将在12月29号，也就是上人来的时候，我们最后一天，我们最新的大爱剧场一路芬芳也会来。所以现在我们的纯美时光的我们的本尊，也就是骆纯美老师，他其实今天来是算第3次哈，所以非常的感恩。所以那一次的话，有演员何爱云也来到了现场，跟我们一起。
So it sounds like Sister Chunmei actually has has a .I television series that was created based on her story. So feel free to tune in if you are able to do so.
大家在最近的时候，其实我看到人文真善美这个部分，那人文真善美这个部分帮我们做了很多的一个记录。
Let's take a look at what Dharma Master Zeng Yin says about Sister Chunmei and other members of the documentation team.
整个文史记录是点线面的部分，而且人人都是真善美志工，
人人可见证，这就是真宝贵、很宝贵的事。你们真的是才女。
有没有听到上人说他们是什么才女
Master Zeng Yin is sharing here that everyone can see that everything that the documentation team is doing is leaving behind very, very important history for Tzu Chi. So each one of you are such talented and skilled individuals.
大家可以看到，就因为人文真善美的一个关系哈，所以
地球一起呼吸。那另外一个副主视觉的话就是海洋，那海洋讲的就是污染，让大家有一个愿景，就其实地球是应该这么美的。那我们要怎么？
So here, Sister Yang Changhua, who's also one of our speakers today, is sharing actually about the exhibition that their team is going to share about in the upcoming session.
所以真的才华洋溢，各有本事。我们等一下就瞪大眼睛来看哈。那其实，在这个与地球呼吸的时候，并不是。
So each of our 4 speakers today really have such a talented set of skills. So we'll have a chance to see and hear a little bit about that today. And if you see on the video here, they're setting up an outdoor event to be able to reach even more people. So let's take a look at the scene of them setting up the outdoor event. Volunteers are talking about how this event is about environmental protection, and they themselves reused a lot of materials from prior events as well. So they themselves were making sure that in setting up the event, they were also protecting the environment. So right here, you'll see actually the Taipei mayor, Ko Wen-ze, testing some of our environmentally friendly products. So the head of the education department of Taipei here is sharing that this event uses games that are both educational and fun to teach others about environmental protection.
我们刚才看到的2位主角的话，其实还有2位哈，但是廷君很抱歉，老师一直没有办法找到你的影片。在这一个地方里面，我们可以看到就是宇宙星空的。
So aside from the 2 speakers you've already seen here, there are 2 other speakers as well. One of them I couldn't find any videos or content for. But here we see our 3rd speaker, Sister Yang Huizi. So she's sharing here how, as part of the event, they wanted to prepare kind of a larger sized Earth, or like you can kind of see the globe in the background, right? So they wanted to create this model of planet Earth. And they had to go through quite a process to do that, finding an artist in Taichung and then bringing it back to Taipei, etc. So today, let's welcome our 4 speakers, our very, very talented and skilled speakers. Let's welcome them to the stage.
所以我永远记得这个恩情，我讲到都很想哭出来。所以就是你就是到了那个地方，然后骆老师他其实就招呼了一些老师来当做我的学生，然后进行这样的一个录影，所以非常非常感恩，所以感恩贵人。好，那今天呢，你可以看到，除了3位师姐之外，这是年轻后辈，她其实是。
So Sister Meiyun is sharing about just a previous connection with Sister Luo, Sister Luo Chunmei, the first speaker today, and how she is just someone who has helped Sister Meiyun a lot as well in various occasions. All right, let's welcome our speakers once again. Good morning to everyone. Thank you to Sister Meiyun for inviting our documentation team to come and share with you about this exhibition event. So a lot of documentation, sometimes a lot of what you may understand about the documentation team often is about writing articles or taking photos and videos, etc. But for example, in our exhibitions, we also need to create a lot of, for example, posters or other content materials for those events. So she briefly introduced the other 3 speakers as well. All right, so Sister Meiyun asks Sister Luo to, or lets her know that she can take off her mask. And so, all right.
好，然后你有那个因缘看到了这一则，可是怎么样让这一个我们很棒的慈济的历史，还有我们想要传达上的法，可以比较长一点的时间。
So our documentation teams put so much content together, and really keep a record of Tzuchi's history, but of course, the folks who will get to see this content, it's not always everyone. It may be limited to people who come to events or perhaps see it through the Dai channel, and that is not everyone. So another way to get the messages that Tzuchi wants to share out with more people is to have events in public, for example, like the exhibition that we held. An example of the places that we've gone for this exhibition were the Banqiao train station, the Da'an Forest Park, the Nangang train station as well, and a very popular Taipei Xingyi district, a plaza over there. You can actually see in the video earlier, the videos earlier talking about the exhibition. Very thankful to the Kaohsiung team for putting together a lot of this content for others to understand what we did in our exhibition. I really want to share that for this exhibition to come to life, it really took so many people working together. Not just the documentation team setting up a lot of the event, but what was really important was putting together a team to come and share with the public about a lot of the concepts that we're talking about for environmental protection, and to host, for example, the different booths and stations. Now, our exhibition was very, very successful. We have put this exhibition in our Jingsi halls for some time. And, we put them up for a while, but we didn't necessarily have a ton of people come. But with this exhibition, once we put it in very public places, within just a couple of weeks, we had more than 58,000 people joined. So the turnout was very, very strong. On average, every day we had 1,600 people that came by and were able to experience the exhibition. So we were very, very happy to see this. Now, of course, the content that we prepare for this event has to be very relatable and something that will really draw the masses in. So today we talk about a lot of social media, how you have to, when you, I forgot how you say this in English, when you indicate that you've been somewhere, so you're like, yeah, okay, we'll skip that. But like pressing like on Facebook or indicating that you've, I don't know, visited a restaurant, for example, right? Things like that. So using methods like these for social media, also connecting with more people. Master often tells us that when people cannot themselves walk out of their situation, then we need to walk into their lives to help them. So in a similar way here, we wanted to reach more people through an exhibition like this, but we also had a school tour after the exhibition. And so we went to a total of, I think it was 31 schools. And in this tour across schools and campuses, we were able to have more than 20,000 children participate in our activities. So we actually got a lot of positive feedback and responses from the public, including the Environmental Protection Administration of Taiwan, which they actually invited Tzu Chi to participate in a 10th anniversary event for a set of laws that were implemented to promote educating the public about the environment and about environmental protection. So due to just all of the things that Tzu Chi are doing, we were able to, gain more recognition across different entities and different people, and just share more about Tzu Chi's values and the importance of environmental protection. So I'm going to share a little secret with everyone. At this event with the Environmental Protection Administration, there were a lot of people that came, but where most of the people were gathered, there were so many people focused in the Tzu Chi's exhibition. So the Environmental Protection Administration, they actually gave us a lot of space for the event. There were 100 plus, nearly 200 different entities and organizations that came to participate, but each of them usually only had maybe 2 tables or so to set up their booths, but they gave us a lot of space because they had actually seen our exhibitions and knew that we had a lot of very wonderful content and activities prepared for others to learn and experience what we wanted to share. So next, what I'd like to introduce, you can see it on here on screen, right? These beautiful pieces of art set up with the mountains, with the water, with the oceans. This was actually all put together by our illustrator, Sister Tingjun, and she's going to be our next speaker. So let's welcome her to share with us. Thank you so much, Sister Luo. And thank you everyone who's watching and listening today and giving me the opportunity to share. So I'm really grateful I had this opportunity last year with Tzu Chi's 30th anniversary event for environmental protection. I'm grateful that it gave me the opportunity to share such a beautiful and important message through my illustrations. And she's also sharing that she's going to keep her mask on because she has a little bit of a cough today. So these are some of the different illustrations that we put together for the main themes of the exhibition events. For example, this one right here, this main theme was actually focused on more of like a forest theme, if you will. We're using a lot of this art to indicate how a lot of human-related pollution has caused a lot of damage to the environment. So we had very, very abstract concepts that we wanted to share. One was, of course, promoting a plant-based diet, and the other was reducing plastic. So we did a lot of work just thinking about how to best bring out these abstract concepts into illustrations, including even collecting just, surveys from folks, and thinking about, hey, for all of these issues that we have, what are, even thinking about just, for example, issues around why people may have a hard time adopting a vegetarian or a vegan diet, right? We collected a lot of information about why people may struggle, and then thought about very tangible solutions for people to take. And so we were also able to put all of these different solutions into illustration. And so we wanted a lot of people, to go on social media and say that, and indicate that they had joined the exhibition. So you could see these very elaborate exhibits that we put up, even with just these, it was like a very 3D exhibit that we had created with our illustrations, right? And so that was also very popular. So through our exhibition and illustrations, what we wanted to really show was, hey, it's actually, this idea of adopting a plant-based diet actually can be pretty simple too. It's not necessarily as complicated as we thought. I won't feel like. So in this way, creating a lighter message for folks, as opposed to making people feel perhaps incriminated, because instead of sending a message of saying that, hey, you really shouldn't hurt animals and kill animals, instead, if we use a message that is more kind to the individual, and shows them how easy it can be to adopt a plant-based diet, we think that that may be able to have a better impact for some folks as well. So here we see that Dan Forest Park, we actually had a little chalkboard drawing session. And that was another creative way for us to share with a lot of folks all the different things that Tzu Chi does and the messages of environmental protection, including even people who are already Tzu Chi volunteers, who may not have known all the different things that Tzu Chi had been doing. So this was actually, we had collaborated with the Education Department of Taiwan for an event or an initiative that they were promoting for preventing disasters. And these were some of the illustrations that we put together for that collaboration. And we incorporated actually a lot of just different ideas in here. For example, just how Tzu Chi often distributes blankets made out of recycled plastic bottles to folks at disaster relief events. So you could see illustrations of that and such, and other things as well. Now on this slide right here, you see a set of flowers along the bottom, and they may just seem like flowers, but actually with each flower, it carried a different message, wishing blessings for others. And here you see a blackboard or a chalkboard art, and on it, there's a message that says, a life of love is one that is truly blessed. Thank you everyone for the opportunity to share.
Thank you. I'm Sister Huizi. Thank you. I will show you the exhibition that we did for the disaster prevention in the early 2021. That our foundation was invited by the Ministry of Education to participate in the campus disaster prevention conference. So after we received the invitation, we discussed. We can see the main vision that is designed by Sister Tingjun. Originally, this should be done in the summer, July, in the summer vacation. But it was because of the pandemic. So it was delayed until September 10th to October 10th. So we know that the best prevention is to protect the earth.
大家本来3天，你想3天在花博的珍宴馆可以容纳多少人？大家想一下，3天。但是线上的展哦，1个月的线上。
But this has become online. So originally, it was only a 3-day on-site exhibition. But this time, we had online. So there are more than 1.2 million people visited our exhibition. So we know that the virtual exhibition has its advantage. In the process, yeah, from the on-site to the online, it was completely different. Every exhibition station, they have to create more games and videos so that when people come to visit online, they can have more interaction. So that they know how to do the disaster prevention. And our exhibition got recognized by the education center of the ministry. Here we can see there are 2 recognitions. Because we get recognition by the Minister of Education. So we were invited to the National Science Education Center also. But it's on-site. They saw our on-site exhibition. So they were so glad that for our September exhibition. They were so happy, so they invite us to do the exhibition for next year. For next year. So we are going to have about 3 months exhibition next year in the National Science Education Center. And this is October that we were invited to Hsinchu Science Fair.
非常的感动哈。好，那我们接下来跟大家来。
The next one is we started from the October. It was in Tainan Elementary School, our Huizi Elementary School.
团队非常开心，然后当然台南职小也非常开心。好，我们本来是
Not only our team, but also all the school members, included the students, were very happy about this chance of exhibition.
就是还是要不要把，其实水土保持只有一个，会不会太单调了？所以把环境教育啊
，Originally they have soil and the water reservation exhibition. So we try to add more.
这个就是防灾教育馆。
See, there's another one is disaster prevention. And then this is the ocean protection, ocean environmental protection.
大家这么美的环境，大家一起来保护哈。然后还有一个叫做循环经济展，这边
Another one is the circular economy
tingjun 的那个又展示在这边，还有防灾
exhibition
环保
center.
也在这个地方展现，是很美很美。好，校长
And
非常的开心
everything was so beautiful. That's why all the principal was so happy.
你看校长在旁边一直听，好了，
And
听完了之后，隔天校长马上培育全校老师导览。好了
the principal
非常的
was so happy that
又按错了哈，
没关系，就要接。
然后接下来接
to learn about how to do the tour guide. So also he teach all the teachers to do the guide.
听到灰金沟，对不对？好
，Next one, we will have a special memorial, actually demo for to commemorate teacher Lai Yunjiu. It's about the firefly restoration. This is exhibited in the Huizi Hospital, actually, and actually, Sister Qiao Lihua is Sister Lai's wife. So they have a special exhibition about how Teacher Lai was restoring the firefly. Because Master Shen Yan always encouraged every of her disciples like a firefly. Even though the light of a firefly is so small, but if we can accumulate more gleaming and goodness of energy, so we still can shine in the dark.
惠智已经介绍了环保30，其实以前我们还有做921的，骆老师都有介绍了。但是我们布置
Our exhibition also
在2楼我们有布置环保30的时候呢，我们的10楼
do it in the 10th floor of Taipei Huizi Hospital.
师姐哈，她呢也邀请我们团队去在病房中做布置。
The head nurse of this neurological department invited us to do the redecoration of their ward. Originally, the ward of rehabilitation, you can see that the patient is actually facing the wall, and the family member is just silently accompany there. All the stroke patients actually are of age. So that's why we try to make the decoration into 5 things. It's about the unforgettable memory, including the
还有一棵祈福树。嘉禾万师心讲的就是呢，勾炸。
The first one is everything is prosperous in a harmonious family. And it's about the ancient kitchen. That when we were young, we know all the different items in the ancient kitchens.
但是也许这个还是会记住，所以别看这个图片，你如果可以看这几下哦，这。
Can you name all the different things in the ancient kitchen?
这个跟很开你对啊唔对啊就可以啊，这辉哥啊很开我讲对我讲对，就是要让他们激励他们，可以让他们有。
So they make it like a game for them, for the patient to guess. And even there's a grocery store.
都是我们小时候最爱去的那种。
It's a place that when we were young, we liked to go very much. There are so many games or candies, anything.
还有一种是可以抓抓乐的，那个抓进去，其实里面的奖品啊，都是对脑中风病患可以做那个末梢神经的复健。
Yeah, all the games are very
人员的思维哈是非常用心
good,
的哈。
very incentive for the patient.
不会再面对那个冷的墙壁。
So they don't have to face the wall. Now they are facing a beautiful old pictures, even including the celebrity. And even can put on his own family pictures to encourage them to do the rehabilitation. You can see that it's so much fun that the old grocery stores. See, you can play the game and jump on the floor.
还可以跳房子，在地上哈都有。我们的医护人员也很开心，他们也
And even our nurses are so happy because they can pray too.
后续的还有呢，就是病房中的病患，夫妻2个呢，那我们有做
See the patient and the couple that they can also look at the 净师 tea store. The store, because Taiwanese people like to drink tea. So we designed a game for them to guess what kind of tea to test their memories. It's very much fun. So the environment we decorated with the Huizi tea garden in Sanyi, Miaoli. So they seems that they are joining into walking into the tea garden.
好，麻烦夫妻2个还可以呢，下午茶在树下呢拍照。
Yeah, and the patient with her spouse, they can walk under a tree of blessings. And that's the way, we try to relieve the suffering from the patient and the family. So I invite everyone to join our documentation team. And this is the blessing tree. We changed the column of the wall into a tree, so they can make a wish and wish for others.
就是真善美，它不只是为时代做见证啊。
The documentation team is not only trying to write down the history, but it's also recording all the goodness and truth and beauty from Huizi's event to show to everyone.
突然间几天内就往生了，突然哦。所以呢，为了要纪念赖老师，那赖老师是台湾的这个
especially for the teacher life that he was in such a short time, just a few days of he was found the pancreatic cancer. that he actually devoted his whole life to restore the firefly. So that's why we get them. We gave him this exhibition about how the firefly is restored in the Taiwan history. So now we are showing here is the firefly. We made a firefly actually because Master encouraged us to be like a firefly, to show your light, to show the light for pointing people's ways on our Bodhisattva path. So this is already the third generation that with the an IC board inside of the firefly. Oh, this is only the first generation, but we have already made it in 3 generations already. It's even better. It's even better. Okay. 他带的花就类不是坐游览车来，所以带来的灰金钩真的是叫有限哈，所以待会的时候我们会处理哦哈，感恩。那其实 So we are going to give away to the people here with this electronic firefly. 这就是跟着年轻化了，慈济的是很圆融、很亲近人群的，有心就常常关注慈济，锁住慈济的频道，你就可以常常有。看到这一些有心人的一个展览哈，我们的马来西亚帮你们画了美编。So people are reflecting that, you know, when we do the exhibition, it's actually not an easy job, but it's so beautiful. So if we join more Tzu Chi event, then we can see such a nice things. And this is the reflection from Salam in Malaysia. And Sister Chunmei is actually our model, our role model in the documentation. 请大家继续哦，即便奇怪，慧宇，你今天怎么没有写留言呢？你在主场还是可以写留言，你太闲了吗？ Everybody, can you please feedback? Give us feedback. Today we have both platform in YouTube and Facebook. So please leave your message, your feedback to us. Thank you so much. Thank you, the team of documentation. Thank you. Thank you so much.